Switching gears here now to the fallout surrounding that leak of highly classified military intelligence considered the worst in more than a decade.
So in just a few hours, the 21-year-old accused of leaking those documents appears in court in Boston. We expect to learn the charges that Jack Teixeira will face during that hearing. Teixeira worked as an IT specialist for the intelligence wing of the Massachusetts National Guard. He's accused of sharing highly sensitive information on everything from the war in Ukraine, their strategy, to how the U.S. infiltrates Russian intelligence agencies, and also how the U.S. spies on allies. Kelly Meyer following all of this about the arrest and how I think a lot of people were baffled. How in the actual does this 21-year-old have such access at this level at his rank?
Yeah, and we took that question to the Pentagon yesterday, Adrienne. We have more on that in this story. You know, it's been 1 week since the news leaked of those top secret Pentagon documents. Now federal law enforcement officials have closed in on who they think is the suspect that shared this classified intelligence.
The suspected leaker of a trove of top secret government documents under arrest. The FBI taking into custody 21-year-old Massachusetts Air National Guardsman Jack Teixeira at his home. Attorney General Merrick Garland says Teixeira was taken into custody without incident.
Today, the Justice Department arrested Jack Douglas Teixeira in connection with an investigation into alleged unauthorized removal, retention, and transmission of classified national defense information.
Teixeira is enlisted in the 102nd Intelligence Wing of the Massachusetts Air National Guard. He was said to be the leader of the private online group Thug Shaker Central, where the documents were reportedly posted originally. Members say they called Teixeira the, quote, OG. Members of the group telling the Washington Post that he just meant to, quote, keep us in the loop by sharing the documents. One 17-year-old member of the group telling the New York Times, quote, this guy was a Christian, anti-war, just wanted to inform some of his friends about what's going on. But the leaks, officials say, were intentional.
This was a deliberate criminal act, a violation of those guidelines.
The Pentagon tight-lipped on details of what they say is now a criminal investigation. We pressed the Pentagon on why such a young airman had access to such highly classified intelligence. How did potentially a 21-year-old have a need to know?
Again, we need to allow the investigation time to run its course. We have strict safeguards in place, and people are expected to abide by those.
So the Pentagon says they have taken and are taking steps to review the distribution list on who has access to these kind of documents, who has that need to know. Now, if charged with something like a violation of the Espionage Act, he could face something like up to 10 years in prison. But for those members of the group, the other members that either looked at these documents or maybe reshared it, they're unlikely to face prosecution.
All right, Kelly, so much information here that we need to digest. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.